Colbert's New with Steven Spielberg and Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, this week.
More all-wheel drive, more electrified, the longest-lasting vehicles. Toyota checks all the boxes, like the adventurous new Toyota RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. The right-size vehicle for you and all your stuff? Check. The latest technology at your fingertips? Check. Now get low 3.99 APR financing on a new RAV4 and get 2 years no-cost maintenance included. Check one out today. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is a story about purpose, about building on our past accomplishments and investing in innovation. All of this is the reason why now is the time to join our team.
Catch Cash Daniel every week talking with local athletes about what they do outside their sport and in their communities on Players Corner Off the Bench with Cash Daniel every Thursday on Everyday Kentucky on WKYT. Brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
He dribbles it out, and GRC is your 2022 champion.
We have so much basketball tonight. The spin dial in the paint.
High School Game Time, Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 on WKYT. Sponsored by UK Federal Credit Union.
Why is this man so happy? He's got Advantage Checking from Community Trust Bank. CTB's got him covered with credit monitoring and identity theft protection, cellular phone replacement and repair, roadside assistance service, and travel and leisure discounts. And with his Advantage Plus interest checking, he'll never pay a CTB ATM fee no matter where he uses it. So be happy. Get Advantage Checking from Community Trust Bank.
UK Federal Credit Union. It's banking. Only better.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, Big Blue Nation takes on the War Eagles at home in a conference showdown. We'll have all the game action right here on WKYT. And it's never too late to learn how to save a life. Emergency training that every person should know. Plus, a case of measles has public health experts warning residents to stay vigilant for signs and symptoms.
This is WKYT News.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Kelsey Soto. The Kentucky Wildcats just won a great showdown, beating Auburn over at Rupp Arena this afternoon. You saw that game right here on WKYT. Want to get right on over to Lindsey Goff and Lee K. Howard to kick off our all-blue coverage tonight.
Hey there, Kelsey. Yes, an absolutely dominant performance by the Kentucky Wildcats in an 86-54 win over Auburn. This game was never even close, especially in that second half. Cats led by as many as 40 in this game. And Lindsey, this is the kind of performance that we have been waiting for, to see Kentucky play a complete game where almost every player that stepped on the floor was really clicking, and that is exactly what we got today.
Yeah, we saw 4 players in double figures, including Oscar Tshiebwe and Jacob Toppin, both notching a double-double. So a solid all-around performance for the Cats.
A big win as well, because there's just 2 games left in the regular season before that SEC tournament. The Cats currently in the number 3 seed spot for the SEC tournament. They now just need to win 1 of the next 2 to secure themselves that number 3 seed, which is important. It's always big to be in the top 4 seeds. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Plus, we are going to have John Calipari's post-game comments right here. That is coming up shortly whenever we get those to you.
But first, let's look at the win. To Rupp Arena we go for the Heights. Former Morehead State forward gets things going for Auburn. A triple from Janai Broome for the Tigers. Jacob Toppin throws the oop to Oscar Tshiebwe. He throws down. He'd have UK's first 6 points. Wendell Green Jr., a former EKU Colonel, grabs the board. He's going the other way. Shoots it from the free throw line. It'll fall. But here comes Cason Wallace on the other end. Wide open, buries the 3. Cats go up 1.
So good to see him hit a couple shots, big shots today.
Broome under the basket, gets it to go, misses the free throw, but he's got 9 of Auburn's first 11 points off the inbound. Lance Ware, 2-hand slam, Cats up by 3. Jalen Williams, little step back triple. Back within 1. They're running and gunning over in Rupp Arena. Aduthiero says, hey, I can do that too. Dish from Cason Wallace. He's wide open on the wing.
Yeah, I love it when a Duke can get involved and start hitting some big shots. That's obviously a big help for the Cats.
Missed triple for Auburn, but doesn't matter. A big-time dunk there. Auburn goes up 1. Cason Wallace drives inside. Another big two-hand jam. He had 11 in the first half. C.J. Frederick back from injury. Dish to Toppin from the land of freedom. Cats would lead by 11 at the break into the half on a 7-0 run. Floater doesn't go. Chris Livingston there to clean up the glass, get the bucket, his first of the day. Boone back down low, kicks it out to KD Johnson, ends an almost 5-minute scoring drought for Auburn with the wide open 3 there, but Antonio Reeves gets hot late, back-to-back threes, that gives him 16. And mama, here goes that man again. Antonio Reeves, Cats are up 22 at this point.
Yeah, you love it when he's having a good time. He finished with 21 points in this game.
Wallace with a steal, Livingston with a dunk on the other end. The bench is into it. That was a fun one. No stopping Jacob Toppin. He wants the 3. He'll settle for 2. He finished with a double-double, 13 and 12. Next possession, Cats force the turnover. They're going to throw it way down to Oscar.
He should have windmilled that.
Yeah, right, I needed a tomahawk, but he hits him with the flex. His 16th double-double today. Wallace, a jumper. Kentucky up 40 on the Tigers, 2.5 to play. The Cats would win it 86-54, win number 20 this season for UK.
Unbelievable win for the Wildcats. You know, sometimes the stats don't tell the complete picture. Today's stats told the entire picture. Just
Numbers don't lie.
They don't. And look at the field goal percentage for the Wildcats. The 3-point percentage, 62%. Now, that's not going to happen every game, but they have the ability. They have the guys. Obviously, Reeves and Frederick, they can be 3-point shooters. Wallace as well. But you saw Duthiera. You saw Jacob Toppin. He's coming on as a 3-point threat lately. Always good to see. Free throws, not an issue today, 93%.
No, that's something we've talked about. It's been an issue.
It has. And then the rebounding battle. You know, that is huge right there when you look at it. And it's not just Oscar anymore. Oscar had, I believe, 17 rebounds.
They're sharing the love.
But they're sharing the love. 41-23. Assistant turnovers also big there for the Wildcats. So the stats do tell the complete picture. Who else is going to tell us the complete picture is our Brian Milam, who is down at Rupp Arena. He got a first-hand look at the big win for the Wildcats
today. This was
a
whipping. That's all you could say. This was an absolute beatdown, and it's the kind which reminded me of the first time Bruce Pearl came to Rupp Arena as the Auburn head coach. And I think you have to go back to 2015. Kentucky beat Auburn that day 110-75. Well, they beat them today by 32, and it was that kind of a manhandle job. And, you know, let's go back to the end of the first half a little bit because it was still pretty tight, and that's when Kentucky went on that little bit of a spurt to open it up by 11. And you could tell from that point on, everything just really clicked. Kentucky did not have the letdown they had against Florida. They had against some other teams when they've had a double-digit lead. This was bring in the gas to put out the fire because it was a big blue beatdown all the way through. And you mentioned the rebounds a minute ago, and it's not just Oscar, and you're right. It's not. It is everybody. Look at the last 4 games. We did a little piece on it yesterday. Out-rebounding Tennessee and out-rebounding Florida, out-rebounding Mississippi State. Today, out-rebounding Auburn 41-23. And I think there's a direct correlation with high percentage shots. And if you don't get them, rebound, put them back in. The 3-point shooting, 8 of 13. And it felt like Antonio Reeves was 10 of 15. He hit everything. He had a smile on his face. It reminded me of last year's Alabama game here when Kellen Grady hit back-to-back threes on the same possession. Well, Antonio Reeves was doing the same thing, and it was an absolute whipping at the hands of the Cats. And it's that kind of game that everybody has been waiting to see all year from this ball club. And what a time to do it against Bruce Pearl and Auburn. So Kentucky, as you also mentioned, shooting 56% on the game. What can you say poorly about this game? Absolutely nothing. Kentucky was in control the entire way, pretty much led for 36 minutes and 43 seconds. There is not one thing you can complain about except for maybe the flagrant foul called on Jacob Toppin late in the game, and Coach Cal went ballistic. That's about the only thing negative you could say. Just an all-around great win from whistle to whistle, horn to horn by UK.
Brian? All right, there you go. Brian, a lot of good things to say there. He's right. That Reeves moment when he started hitting the threes, you could see the joy in his face. That did remind me as well of Kellen Grady last year against Alabama. But when this team is playing well and having fun, they look like one of the best teams in the country. And keep this in mind, it wasn't too long ago, just about 2 weeks ago, where Kentucky was riding the bubble of the NCAA tournament. Is this team in the tournament? Are they not? Squarely in the tournament, especially. They probably were going into today, certainly are after the win today against Auburn.
Just a couple of weeks ago, they were in the first 4 out. We were talking about, are they going to make the tournament? And do they need to make a push in the SEC tournament? Now they are firmly in the NCAA tournament. We can talk a little bit about seeding, which we won't do right now. First, let's look at what's left in the season. Just 2 regular season games left on Wednesday. UK hosts Vanderbilt, 7 p.m. tip-off in Rupp Arena. That one on the SEC Network. And then a week from today, the Cats go down to Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville. Going to be a tough one to face Arkansas. That's a 2 o'clock game right here on WKYT. And then it's SEC tournament time. That begins on March 8th in Nashville. They run through the 11th that Saturday.
And we were talking just briefly about that SEC tournament earlier. You know, Kentucky is the number 3 seeded team right now in the SEC tournament. The only way they can move up to the number 2 seed line is if they win the next 2 games and Texas A&M loses out. Well, A&M lost today, so that is still on the table. A&M goes to Ole Miss.
9 p.m. on Tuesday, so they got a quick turnaround.
And then they have Alabama, I believe,
at home
to end. So there is still a chance that Kentucky could move to that 2 seed line. If nothing else, it's looking like the 3 seed if they can win 1 of the next 2 games remaining on that regular season schedule. All right, coming up, back to Rupp Arena, and we will hear from John Calipari, hear what the head coach had to say about the Wildcats' dominating performance. That's right here on WKYT. Over Cardwell.
I've always had trouble with my weight.
Now with Wegovy, I've seen real change. I've lost weight, and I'm keeping it off.
Wegovy helped reduce my appetite.
Wegovy is the #1 prescribed once-weekly weight management medicine for adults with obesity or excess weight with related medical conditions.
People taking Wegovy lost an average of 35 pounds. Some lost over 46 pounds.
Wegovy shouldn't be used with other semaglutide-containing or GLP-1 receptor agonist medicines. Don't take Wegovy if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Wegovy. Stop taking Wegovy and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, trouble breathing, or swelling of your face or throat. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat type 2 diabetes. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes, or if you feel your heart racing while at rest. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Call your provider right away if you have any mental changes. Common side effects are nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, stomach pain, headache, tiredness, upset stomach, dizziness, feeling bloated, belching, gas, stomach flu, and heartburn. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
Wegovy helped us lose weight and keep it off.
Check your cost and coverage before talking to your healthcare provider about Wegovy.
Cardiovascular disease can affect adults of any age. Let's work together to promote a healthy lifestyle this Heart Month. Visit arh.org/cardiovascular to learn more.
Explore, compare, and find your car at mancars.com.
Man, what a deal!
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 100.1 WKQQ.
Kentucky Games of Skill create critical local jobs and allow small businesses to survive during tough times.
Coming out of the pandemic was a really hard time. You know, just trying to get our feet underneath us again. Having this added revenue has been great for us, taking a lot of stress off our shoulders.
It's just one way that they can be able to expand or get more help or pay more wages. It enables me to spend money on equipment that I might not spend, and I've got several locations that just say, man, this has just been a godsend.
Legal Games of Skill also help by allowing businesses to give back to their community.
It definitely enhances my business. and makes just the overall experience more enjoyable.
It not only helps me and my company, it helps them, and we all can give back hand in hand to the community.
It's time to protect our small businesses and our community. Tell the Kentucky State Legislature to support skill games and all legal gaming while cracking down on all illegal gambling.
For residential auctions, it's Ford Brothers Auctioneers.
And welcome back to WKYT, 86-54. The Cats absolutely dominating the Auburn Tigers today. Lindsay, is Kentucky basketball good again?
It seems like it. It seems like they're peaking at the right time, which is what you want.
That's right. It wasn't that long ago, though, we were talking about could this team make the tournament. Now they've won 4 straight, looking to build that resume. 2 more games left in the regular season, and it certainly looks like a team built for a run in March. And John Calipari, he likes what he sees from his team as well.
Yeah, he's now 14-6 against Auburn. Here's what he had to say in his post-game press conference just moments ago.
Cal, you guys have really been kind of in control of most of these games at some point or throughout, and then you've talked about it, kind of let the other team come back. Did this feel like finally, I mean, obviously up 40, like dropping the hammer, a complete performance, I guess?
Well, having CJ back gave us minutes. Now, you may look and say he only played 6 minutes. That's a lot of minutes for someone that's playing 40 minutes. The other guy that they talked about, they said Chris had foul trouble and you played a do. How good did he play? I mean, he played good. Difference for us was we made threes. When you go 0 for 11 from the 3 and still win the game, you're pretty lucky. But we make threes, we can stretch things out a little bit, and we made threes today. We still rebound the ball. We defended great. We're getting better. You know, the thing I talked about, like what areas can we get better at this time of the year? You're only going to get 1% better in certain areas, but confidence, individual confidence can really grow. And that is, you do it in practice, you get in the game and you perform, you have a ball playing. But the biggest thing is, you got to trust all your teammates are on the same page so that you can be a risk taker. You can make some plays. You can be aggressive because your teammates are behind you. And they also know and trust that whatever the game plan is, everybody's locked in. Our shoot-arounds right now are 30 minutes. 30. These dudes are locked in. Bang, and then we go. But, look, that's a good team. They got size. They got guard play. I think the size of our guards probably bothered them a little bit. But they're good. I mean, you know, they're a team that can score in bunches and can get you on defense, and they're good. Yes.
You've talked about Jacob making use of that great physical skill in the 40-inch vertical and all that this season. When do you think it started to click for him to have this kind of rebounding effort?
LSU. Was it the LSU game? Yeah, he started. But I just slapped him and said, I'm not letting you back up. Just know. Like, I'm on him in the game now because he'll like to try to take his foot off the gas and act hurt. And I'm like, are you hurt? You need to come out? Your body language affects us. And he is playing so well. I'm just saying, why would you want to be that other guy? This guy, he's one of the best players in the country. Oscar, can you see he's getting his confidence back? He was out. We were trying to make do. Kaysen's getting better and better. Still has 1 or 2 screw-ups. But I'm fine with it because he does so many other things. Yes.
John, how close do you feel all of your guys are on the confidence level and the whole trusting each other? How close are you?
We're on that rise. And at this time of the year, you're trying to have them empowered. They're calling plays in huddles now. Kaysen saying, why don't we do this? Boom. The minute they say that to me, I go, let's do it. Because it's off my plate, and now it's on their plate to make it work. And I want that. And defensively, the same. You know, we talked about changing, and they went, no, let us keep playing this way. Fine, let's go. So you want them empowered, you want them confident, but just as important, you want them to have a ball playing. Even when it gets rough and the other team makes a run, you got to have a ball playing basketball, especially this time of the year, because you don't want it to end. Refuse to lose. Doesn't mean you're winning every game. It means your mentality of how you're playing. You never stop. The clock may run out on you, but you just keep coming. And these guys are embodying that right now.
Yeah, John Calipari likes to talk a lot about empowering his teams this time of year. That's what he's saying. This team is certainly getting to that point where they can make some of the decisions and they can make some of the calls, and that certainly is going to benefit them as they go toward March.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence thing. And he mentioned Cason Wallace and that, he's made a few mistakes, but he's doing what we want. His stat line tonight, 19 points, 9 assists, but he did have 3 turnovers. I'm assuming those are the mistakes he's alluding to, but overall, that's a solid day.
Yeah, 8 3-pointers. Cal likes when his team hits some threes. You can take a lot of threes, but you got to make some of those, and they
61.5%.
Certainly did that today. We're going to hear more from John Calipari coming up on the other side of this break. You're watching this post-game recap right here on WKYT.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Hey, I'm returning your stuff. Your motor oil, your paint, and all your other trash. You dumped it on the ground and it washed down the storm drain and into my water. Don't let it happen again. Or next time, I won't be so nice.
Stop polluting Kentucky's water by keeping trash off the ground. To find out how you can help, visit our website.
Accidents involving cars, big trucks, and motorcycles are some of the leading causes of traumatic brain injuries, or TBIs. I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs. I know what my TBI clients are going through because I've been there myself. I suffered a traumatic brain injury after a wreck and was hospitalized for almost a month. In legal cases, every minute counts, especially with TBI cases. So please call me today for your free case review. I've been there and I'll be there for you.
Cardiovascular disease can affect adults of any age. Let's work together to promote a healthy lifestyle this Heart Month. Visit arh.org/cardiovascular to learn more.
If you're injured, hire a lawyer who will fight for every penny you deserve. Last year, we recovered $1 billion for our clients. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
For 11 years, I have trusted Brian for my home comfort. That's why this time of year I get routine checkups. Knowing that my furnace is going to perform its best in the worst conditions is total peace of mind.
Schedule your preventative maintenance, just $80.
Whether you're looking for a little shimmy or the full groove, these new scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery will get you moving.
I felt an immediate connection to all my coworkers. Working here at Baptist Health, working in an environment that is very homey, not only for myself, but also for the patients. You're always seeing a familiar face. People have smiles on, whether you are working in the emergency room with patients that are being rushed in. There is no 2 days that are ever the same. Everyone works as a team and it feels like a great family.
Welcome back to WKYT. The Cats pick up win number 20, downing Auburn inside Rupp Arena today.
I like what Cal said. He's refusing to lose. It's something he took from his UMass days.
That's been the motto.
Actually even wrote a book called Refuse to Lose back in the late 90s, I believe. So that's what the motto is of this team, and it seems to be working. Speaking of Calipari, let's go back to Rupp Arena and hear more from the head coach.
Hey, Cal, not to kind of maybe go back to the first question too much, but you have mentioned a lot about not letting the other team get back in games when you get these double-digit leads. Did you think today not letting that happen is a sign of growth and maturity of this team, especially heading in these final couple of regular season games?
But we were up 25. It wasn't 10, 12.
Well, no, but you were only up 15 there early in the second half, and Florida, they came back and made it interesting. Took the lead at halftime.
We've been showing them the tape. We've been watching. And we said, why this, why that? So I got a very intelligent team, smart team. They're getting it. But you got to be confident. You know what you got to make? Free throws. You know what you got to make? An open shot. That's a dagger. You know what you got to get? A tough rebound and throw it ahead and make that three. That's a dagger. And we kept running today. I mean, we didn't stop. We wanted this game to be fast. It's how we play. Offensively, I can't imagine we're not in the top 10 in the country offensively, how we're playing, and they're getting it. Yes.
Coach, you talked about hitting shots, hitting threes. Antonio hit so many of those today and seemed to really get going. But it was just 4 or 5 games ago. You mentioned there was a game you couldn't play him because of the way he was playing on defense. And
it seemed
like he
what
showed
happened
up today.
in the Florida game? He got beat how?
Backdoors.
For layups. You know what he didn't do against Florida the second time? He did not get beat backdoor. And he looked at me and I looked at him and we just both smiled like they were trying. And that's what I'm talking about. Confidence defensively. You think that I'm talking about just shooting the ball and just let it go. No, I'm talking about confidence rebounding the ball, confidence on defense, confidence flying up the floor even if you don't think you're going to get the ball, that you're confident if you are open, you're going to get it. You're never jogging. Confident that you're a playmaker and you're not going to charge or throw it away. Again, today we didn't have many open court turnovers. They convert better than any team in the country if you turn it over live ball turnovers. So we're getting better. A couple more. Yes.
After the South Carolina game and even the Georgia game, I mean, it was assumed that the guys were pretty low. How different is the locker room the last week or so compared to those times?
There's 2 things when you're coaching. One, you got to hold them accountable. Like you got to no. You say no. You got to hold them accountable. But you're juggling balls because you also got to build them up. But if you just agree, yeah, you're fine, just keep so you got to hold them accountable, challenge them, get them to think in terms of getting better. And the whole thing, though, all we talked about is winning today, winning today's practice. We gave out awards every practice. We just stayed in the moment. They just told, I know we played Vanderbilt because they just told me next. I don't know who we're playing next. Now I know Vandy. That's all I know, and that's what I'm focused on. So trying to get those guys to stay in the moment. And then the other thing is, what anybody is saying, you don't have to read it, look at it. I said it. People tried to talk us out of the NCAA tournament. They tried. They're out. They're done. They're awful. They're this. They can't. You play yourself in or play yourself out. And it's really never over when you have a tournament that has an automatic bid. So everybody in our league still has a chance to get in. But I just kept convincing them you can't. What they say has no effect on what we're about to do. And again, I always say, is it their opinion or their hope? They giving you their opinion or their hope? Kind of know what it is, but go ahead, last one.
All right, we won't hear the last one. First of all, I don't believe for a second that John Calipari didn't know that Vandy was the next opponent on the schedule. But Vandy playing well today. Arkansas, they also played well.
Yeah, Vandy's up 10 right now on Florida at the half. They're playing in Nashville right now. Tennessee only up 12 on South Carolina at home. So a lot of moving parts going on in the SEC right now still.
Arkansas is going to be a tough game on Saturday. They lost by 3 to Alabama today. So 2 very difficult games, even though the Vandy game is at Rupp Arena. A big win, though, for the Wildcats, and I like seeing Swaggy Cal. We start to see him. You know, you guys are trying to push us out of the NCAA tournament, and now we're focused on us, but it's good to see them at this point in the season trying to get some of those wins.
Swaggy Cal's a lot more fun, and you could tell the bench was having fun, too. Some of those shots, and they would cut away to the bench, and those guys were into it just as much as the 5 that were out on the court. So that's always fun to see, and that's when you know they're really clicking.
Absolutely. All right, speaking of Swaggy, let's go back to Swaggy Brian Milam. He is at Rupp Arena. Brian, I'm sure you saw Swaggy Cal out there on the court.
Hey, Swaggy Cal is coming at you everywhere, people. When you win by 32 against a team like Auburn, everybody feels a little bit better. And it's kind of funny. Over my left shoulder, Cal is doing his post-game radio show right now. And as he walked onto the court just a moment ago, he got a standing ovation. And it reminded me of the scene in the movie Hoosiers. Remember when Gene Hackman, they're booing him, he's getting technicals, and then Jimmy Chitwood comes back, and then all is well. And it feels like the same thing, because a month ago, Cal could do nothing right, and this team could do nothing right. And then all of a sudden it starts to click, and now everybody's happy and feels good. And just a heck of a way to close out a team. And, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, they're on the bubble. They're not going to make it. They're the first one in, the first 4 out. This team is locked and loaded right now. And if they could somehow get that 2 seed, oh my gosh, take that a step further and increase and improve their NCAA postseason seeding. This is a team you don't want to mess with right now. And it feels a lot different right now than it did a couple of weeks ago. And I kind of feel sorry for Vandy coming up next week, because you don't want to play this UK ball club right now. Everything is going well. The defense is on point. The offense, this team is passing the ball. They're rebounding. You cannot find one thing poorly to say about this UK basketball team right now. And for those of you who were jumping off the bandwagon a few weeks ago, I'm sure there's always room to add you back. But right now, Cal is about to finish up his presser. Bruce Pearl just a moment ago said this was an embarrassing loss for his Auburn team, and he couldn't even get to the podium the right way. He said, I can't even do that right today. So it was just an all systems failure for Auburn. All systems go for the Cats as they win big time today. At Rupp Arena, I'm Brian Milam. Let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, well done. Thank you, Brian. And I liked what Brian was talking about. We keep talking about SEC seeding, but currently the Wildcats going into this game were about a 9 seed, 8 seed. They've got a chance to play themselves into a 7 or 6 in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun. We're going to have more from this game coming up tonight at 10 and 11. That's it. We'll be right back.
All right.
Happy Baby here at Surplus Sales. We have flooring that's 100% waterproof. That's right, waterproof. In stock and ready to take home today. Now that will make you happy, like me. Surplus Sales in Corbin, Kentucky.
I have an important message for lawyers and legal professionals across America. Are you embarrassed by the firm you work for? Do they settle cases for pennies on the dollar? Do you dream of winning with the biggest in the business? At Morgan & Morgan, we have hundreds of job openings for the best and the brightest across the country. Visit forthepeople.com to explore joining a firm you'll be proud of. Explore joining me, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Why is this man so happy? He's got Advantage Checking from Community Trust Bank. CTB's got him covered with credit monitoring and identity theft protection, cellular phone replacement and repair, roadside assistance service, and travel and leisure discounts. And with his Advantage Plus interest checking, he'll never pay a CTB ATM fee no matter where he uses it. So be happy. Get Advantage Checking from Community Trust Bank.
Stealing Kentucky jobs, exporting deadly drugs into our communities, and now spying over Kentucky. China's actions are threatening Kentucky, but Kelly Craft has always stood up to China.
China Communist sanctions former UN Ambassador Kelly Craft.
Kelly Craft is the only candidate for governor with a proven record of opposing China.
This is a real issue with the fentanyl that China is producing.
And as governor, she'll launch a full court press to stop China in its tracks. Kelly Craft for governor.
Injured? Great results like these are why so many people in Kentucky get Hughes and Coleman and get it done. $412,000 for a man who was injured in a crash in Louisville, $1 million for a Bowling Green man involved in a motorcycle wreck, and $2 million for a woman in a car wreck in Logan County. If you've been injured, do what thousands of Kentuckians have already done. Call 800-800-4600. Get Hughes and Coleman and get it done.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
Happy Baby here at Surplus Sales. We have kitchen and bath cabinets in stock and ready to take home today. And they're all wood. Now that would make anybody happy, like me. Surplus Sales Flooring in Corbin, Kentucky.
Good evening, and thanks for sticking with us here on WKYT. I'm Kelsey Soto. Let's get you some news and weather. It has been a sunny day here in the Bluegrass, but some rain is expected to move through our area tomorrow. Let's check in now with Jason Lindsay with your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, Kelsey, enjoy this nice weather while you can. I have a powerful weather maker that's going to push across central and eastern Kentucky as we go from Sunday night into late on Monday, and it could bring some strong to severe storms. But for now, as the sun sets here in Lexington and all across our region, here's what it looks like in two locations. Again, Lexington and Moorhead. It's a quiet evening out there. The clouds have increased, busting through those clouds a few rays of sunshine, especially along the Ohio River as that sun sets, but the thicker clouds across the majority of our viewing area. It's 41 degrees right now in Mount Sterling, 44 degrees in London, 41 in the Danville area. Over in the Prestonsburg area, right around 42. A live look onto downtown Lexington, looking down Winchester. You will notice it's quiet here in the city. There's Interstate 75, 46 degrees by 7 p.m., 39 degrees by 1 a.m. And in the morning, as you're getting up and heading off to work, to church, or wherever you have to go, 37 degrees. Our chances for rain increase, especially Sunday night and on Monday. I'm expecting even daytime highs back to around 70, even some locations the lower 70s. I'll have the complete details in my 7-day forecast a little bit later. Kelsey, to you now.
All right, thanks so much, Jason. February is American Heart Month, and today more than 100 people in Woodford County received free CPR training. The event was a collaboration between Woodford County EMS, police, Bluegrass Community Hospital, and others. And as WKYT's Alexis Martin shows us, many people walked away with life-saving skills.
This year, more than 400,000 Americans will die by cardiac arrest, according to the CDC. But experts say you can help lower that number by learning CPR.
As us as EMS, to get to that patient, the quicker this is initiated, the better chance that person has. Because for every minute that person is down without CPR being performed, there's a 10% chance you're not going to get them back.
And the American Heart Association says if you suffer from cardiac arrest, receiving CPR can triple your chances of survival. That's why Bluegrass Community Hospital and other partners in Woodford County hosted a free CPR training event Saturday.
We're actually super overwhelmed by the positive response we've gotten here today. We had nearly 100 people just RSVP, and we're also advertising walk-ins. So we're getting a good turnout.
And with that demand for training came people of all ages to learn about saving lives.
It does feel weird because I've never had a friend or anybody that I've known that's a young kid like me ever do CPR.
A cardiac episode can happen to anyone, anywhere.
I actually had a family member save someone's life in the funeral home the other day because of hands-only CPR.
The CDC says 9 out of 10 cardiac arrest cases occur outside of a hospital. So being CPR certified helps keep people alive until medical professionals arrive.
So you just keep compressing until help comes. And they'll start with the compressions like this. They need to go 2 inches deep and compress just deep, hard, and fast.
And remember, if you see someone not breathing, call 911 and then begin providing CPR. In Woodford County, Alexis Martin, WKYT.
Bluegrass Community Hospital says they've wanted to host an event like this for a while now, but it was always set back due to COVID-19, and now they're hoping to make this an annual event. A Knox County death investigation is now turned into a murder investigation. Kentucky State Police say 42-year-old Harvey Hood has been charged with murder and arson in connection to the death of 64-year-old Ricky Campbell. State police say Campbell was shot and killed inside his Woolham home. They say Hood then set the house on fire. Police say they found Hood about a mile and a half away from the scene at his residence, suffering from severe burn injuries. He was flown to the University of Louisville for treatment. Hood has also been charged with auto theft and 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. 2 people were displaced after a Lexington apartment caught fire late this morning. Officials say it all started when a mattress caught fire in a second-story apartment along the 1000 block of Cross Keys Road. Firefighters were able to contain that fire to just one apartment, which suffered significant damages, but no injuries were reported. We do have an update to a story we first brought to you last night. It's breaking news. Police say 1 juvenile was hurt in a shooting in Lexington last night. Lexington police say they got a call around 9:57 that a juvenile had been shot. Officials say that shooting happened just outside the Stop and Shop gas station on Windward Drive. Now, once they got there, police say they found a juvenile suffering from non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital with those injuries. Last night, our crew spoke with a worker at that store about what they saw.
We was working, and then we saw 4 guys get into store, and then a guys in the black car start to shoot them, and then we start to back to the store, and then those guys was looking for them, and then they go out and they start to shoot again when we was there.
Police say no one else was hurt, and they are working to identify a suspect. Well, just days after the ending of the revival at Asbury University, the State Department of Public Health has now confirmed a new case of measles that is linked to the revival. WKYT's Lucy Bryson has the story.
A case of measles has been reported in Jessamine County. Health officials say that the infected person attended the Asbury University revival just last Saturday. This is reported to be the 3rd case of measles in the state of Kentucky in the past month.
Measles is a virus. It is spread predominantly by respiratory, by droplets in the air. It's very contagious.
Family practice physician Dr. Jeff Fox says that this is the first case of measles he's dealt with in years.
I've been practicing for about 40 years, and in the last 35, I don't know that I've seen, a case of measles. Maybe I can count them on my one hand.
The concern of Fox and the rest of Jessamine County is how fast the disease can spread. And with Asbury's revival facilitating thousands of people, the event could become a super spreader. But Fox says with proper vaccination, measles can be avoidable.
If you're exposed and are vaccinated, your risk is small. Again, pay attention to symptoms, but you're pretty good protected if you're vaccinated.
For individuals who do contract measles, he says that it's not typically fatal.
Typically, you get over it. Okay, you supportive care, fluids, Tylenol, and time. That's typical. You don't want to be one of the atypicals who dies from a complication.
But he advises sick individuals to contact healthcare professionals just in case. In Jessamine County, Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
Now, anyone experiencing symptoms of measles is urged to contact their doctor and follow CDC protocol in order to stop the spread. Transportation officials are requesting the public's feedback on state roads around Red River Gorge. A public meeting is planned for Saturday, March 11th at the Glady Welcome Center, and officials will be there from 1 to 4 that afternoon. That meeting will be focused on any possible improvements to Highway 77 and 715 in Menifee, Powell, and Wolfe counties. You can find more information over at rrgstudy.com. Coming up here about the high school walkouts happening yesterday to protest recent legislation.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Let's go! Morgan & Morgan has handles.
Let Morgan & Morgan handle your case.
Big Blue and the big law firm. In foul trouble, call Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan has your back. For the people, not the powerful. C-A-T-S, cats. C-A-T.
Special report.
Spectrum just launched Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection. Look, with Spectrum Internet, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with talk, text, and data. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
Car wreck? When you get Hughes and Coleman, it can make a big difference. Here's what I mean. Insurance offer, $3,000. Our result, $156,000. Insurance offer, $0. Our result, $385,000. Insurance offer, $300,000. Our result, $1 million. After an accident, if you want to get the money you deserve, get Hughes and Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
I went food shopping at the supermarket. It had rained a lot. As I'm stepping into the place, I just slipped and went flying. I found out that I had a broken kneecap. Morgan & Morgan didn't accept the offer from the insurance company because it was not what I deserved. And I asked my attorney, I said, why would they even offer me that? And he said, because people take it. He says, we're not taking it. And we went to trial, and the jury ruled in my favor. I would highly recommend them 100 times over.
Hundreds of Kentucky students staged walkouts yesterday in protest of an anti-LGBTQ+ bill. Senate Bill 150 does not require teachers or staff to use a student's preferred pronouns. If passed, the Kentucky State Senate and is now on its way to the House. And many teachers, students, and parents are outraged over the bill. Students in Danville organized a walkout and demonstration yesterday in protest. Students hope their voices will be heard all the way in Frankfort.
Just make a demonstration showing that really basic things you would think, that trans students are human, trans students oppose these attacks on their education and their livelihoods. And I hope that it kind of goes to show, Sam and June's work continues to go to show that there's clearly a really deep disconnect between the legislators and the youth whom they're demonizing with the current legislation.
Pierce said not only did students show up to the afternoon rally, but teachers and community members did as well. Students in Lexington also participating in walkouts of their own. Lafayette and Dunbar High School both conducted protests yesterday. Students say lawmakers should really listen to the people that their bills impact.
Coming out here is a way to show the legislature exactly who's affected by this, because I think that they're making decisions for people without really understanding what they're doing to the people who the law affects.
According to the Lexington Herald-Leader, a flyer posted on the Dunbar Theater Facebook page said, quote, "I want my rights back right now." The Woodford County Humane Society is taking care of a dog found with 6 severe bone breaks. Her name is Hope. Officials say she was likely hit by a car. Her bones have begun to heal incorrectly, and by the time she was found, they say that's going to impact her for the rest of her life. Employees at the shelter say they're taking in dozens of animals every year that would be unadoptable at other shelters, but with the help of Eckert Veterinary Hospital, they're able to rehabilitate animals that are in pretty bad shape.
It's uncommon for us to get a dog who comes to us with this severe of injuries. We know she's going to have medical needs for the rest of her life, and we're hoping to, share her story and, maybe find the forever home that she's looking for.
She will be up for adoption soon. You can visit the Woodford County Humane Society Facebook page for more information on Hope.
I'm tracking some strong to severe storms, spring-like weather as we go into Monday. How warm could it get and what could we expect? I'll have the details in my forecast after the break.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis? Or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now, with locations in Lexington, call 1-800-257-3608 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritiskneepain.com.
Lift your lashes to the next level.
L'Oreal Paris presents new telescopic lift mascara with our first ever double hook brush to get real lift, more volume, up to 5 millimeters more visible length. New telescopic lift mascara by L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Bro, one more time.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good. Ludacris changed his flow for it.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
The nursing home made you an important promise. They promised to be a good home for your loved one and to provide professional care in a safe environment. Now the nursing home has broken that promise and you're left searching for answers. Call us at Hughes & Coleman for a free consultation. If your loved one suffered a serious injury or untimely death while in a nursing home, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. Standing up for your loved ones is what matters now.
And the family are safe and well as we continue to march right through the weekend. Today was fantastic out there. A blast of sunshine. Temperatures not too cold compared to Friday. We did warm up, and a live look outside right now. Two different locations points out that we have a quiet evening in store for us. There's a live look on Lexington and Moorhead. Current temperatures from across central and eastern Kentucky are in the 40s. It's 48 in Heartland, 43 right now in Georgetown. Lexington's coming in at 45. It's 46 in Elizabethtown and 44 degrees right now in Ashland. A live look from our WKYT tower camera shows you it's quiet in Lexington. At 11 p.m., I'm expecting 41 degrees, 37 degrees by 5 a.m., and by 7 a.m., right around 37 degrees. Our rain chances for Sunday will increase late night into Monday, and that's when we could see strong to severe storms. More on that in just a few seconds, but for now, the power of the radar network shows you we have a clean sweep of 5 live radars. From space down onto the state of Kentucky shows you the majority of the Commonwealth covered in clouds here on your Saturday evening, but no rain with those clouds. You have to find rain, or you don't have to, you will. To the south from Memphis over toward Atlanta to the Carolinas. For us, let's track it hour by hour so you and the family are prepared for the rest of your Saturday. 10 p.m. looks like this. Some clouds outside. More clouds at 6 o'clock in the morning. You may call that breakfast time. Here's what I'm expecting as we go through about lunchtime on Sunday. Notice the mix of sun and clouds. And here's supper time. So mainly dry on Sunday with the clouds winning in the sky. Look what happens by 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Some showers and storms start to rumble through. Here's lunchtime, and here's a look at supper time. Expect some of those storms to be strong to severe. With that in mind, the Storm Prediction Center has painted this color right here on top of us. That is a slight risk for strong storms to turn severe for Covington, Frankfort, Lexington, Louisville, Moorhead, Richmond, Danville, Somerset, and London. The green color is more of a marginal risk or just a smaller risk for severe weather. Over the next 7 days, I am tracking a bunch of rain, buckets of rain, almost about 2.5 inches in Williamsburg, Lexington 2 1/4 of an inch, 2 inches and 3/4 of an inch for Lawrenceburg. The red would be, of course, indications of more rain collecting in those rain gauges. Here's that 7-day forecast. It's got your weekend in view, of course. Sunday, tomorrow, showers late. Strong storms on Monday, but very mild 70. After that cold front pushes through, 58 on Tuesday, 68 degrees by Wednesday, 52 degrees on Friday as some pesky showers start to move in. With those pesky showers, they will finally come to an end on Friday, and then we dry out next Saturday.
All right, thanks so much, Jason. The West Coast getting slammed by a slow-moving winter storm tonight, and parts of Southern California remain under a blizzard warning. It's something not seen there since 1989, with heavy snow, record rainfall, and dangerous flooding. Isabel Rosales has the latest.
I didn't even know it snowed in California. On Saturday morning, residents across parts of Southern California were dealing with a rare and historic blizzard warning, forecasted to bring up to a foot of snow and winds up to 80 miles per hour across mountainous areas of Los Angeles and Ventura counties. The severe wintry weather also triggered numerous power outages and airport delays.
We got delayed due to weather, and we circled LAX. I guess this is LAX. And then we went to Phoenix. Then we came back from Phoenix back to LAX, and we've been here ever since.
In addition to the snow, bouts of heavy rain turned Los Angeles area roads into rivers. Flash flooding overnight closed roads and left some drivers stranded.
You're noticing the greens and the yellows. That's an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain on top of what we've already picked up across parts of Southern California.
In Ventura County Friday night, firefighters rescued a driver trapped inside a Jeep with floodwaters rising. In this video, you can see a firefighter being lowered from a helicopter, then lifting the driver to safety. But the flash flooding threat remains as heavy rainfall is expected to continue through the weekend. I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
And right now, all of Los Angeles County beaches are closed due to lightning. Tonight's Powerball jackpot, $119 million. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $145 million.
WKYT First Alert Weather, alerting you first every weekday on Facebook Live.
Kentucky Cancer Link, your link to hope.
Right now, small businesses across Kentucky are under a grave threat. Not from a new pandemic or cyber attacks from a rogue nation like China. This insidious threat comes from our own backyard. It's by Churchill Downs. Here's the facts. Many Kentucky small business owners are dependent on just a few legal games of skill to keep their lights on, pay employees, and help local nonprofits. But Churchill Downs wants that money. Despite already having over 14,000 slot machines and huge tax breaks, Churchill Downs wants to shut down these small operations so Churchill can grab even more money for their wealthy out-of-state shareholders. Churchill Downs. It used to be about the sport of horse racing. Now it's about having a total monopoly to feed their endless greed. Call your legislators. Tell them to stand up for Kentucky's little guys.
Hi, I'm Lee Trevino. Most people know me for winning 6 PGA championships. With my bum knee, I started thinking I was going to have to trade my club in for a cane. Then I discovered Arthritis Knee Pain Centers.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers has cutting-edge image-guided treatments that place a natural lubricating gel directly into your affected joints. This FDA-approved, non-surgical procedure replenishes the missing cushioning fluid to provide you with pain relief, comfort, and improved mobility without surgery or downtime. It's covered by Medicare and most private insurance. We've helped relieve the pain for thousands of our patients.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers relieved my pain and changed my life. They got me back in the game again, baby. Call them now and schedule your free knee pain assessment. Get the pain relief you deserve today.
In Lexington, call 800-914-6164. That's 800-914-6164.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
When it comes to a lung cancer diagnosis, you need to know the facts. Fact, in the United States, over 25,000 black men and women are diagnosed with lung cancer each year. Fact, our community is more likely to develop advanced lung cancer than any other racial or ethnic group. Fact, lack of access to health care, lack of clear resources for help, and mistrust in the medical system are not helping us beat this. Fact, lung cancer continues to be the leading cause of cancer deaths among black men and women. But there is a way for us to take back control of our health. Learn all that you can about you or a loved one's cancer diagnosis and treatment options. Get more information on lung cancer, screening, and clinical trials by visiting standuptocancer.org/lung cancer today. Together, we can bring about real change because fact, change is possible. And it starts with you.
Before we go, we want to get one last look at your forecast. You got another day left in your weekend, and you got a whole nother work week ahead.
No, you're exactly right. And tomorrow's looking good. Late in the day, some showers and some storms move in for Monday. It's going to be windy. Some wind gusts, by the way, Kelsey, on Monday, up to 60 miles per hour.
No, not again.
70 and very mild. 58 on Tuesday, 60 on Thursday. Unsettled late next week as multiple rounds of rain and weather makers push through. Some of you could get anywhere between 2 to 4 inches of rain.
We saw some wind damage a few weeks ago. Some people are probably still cleaning up from, so definitely something to keep an eye on.
Great.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. The CBS Evening News is up next. We'll see you right back here tonight for your news at 11. Until then, you can always find us over on WKYT.com. Have a good night.
This is where worry turns into relief, where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.